It's happened to all of us. You're standing over one of those really important shots. You can see the target where you're trying to hit it. You make this beautiful swing, and then splat, your club gets into the golf ball well before the ball. You end up wearing all of the stuff that's on the ground. There's mud in there, there's sand in there, there's grass in there. It's all on your shirt, and your ball comes up 50 yards short of the green. We got to stop chunking. How do we stop chunking? What is the reason why we chunk? Well, let's first understand the dynamics of the motion that creates that chunk, right? When we make a backswing, our shoulders are going to rotate 90 degrees. Now, from here, what happens with the trail shoulder is the trail shoulder should immediately start moving forward. It rotates, but it's moving forward. Well, what happens to you is you get back here, and now this shoulder starts to go down like this, and it doesn't move forward. And when it goes down, watch what happens to my head. It moves backward. And all of a sudden, when that happens, we take the low point of the swing, because that shoulder's going down, it brings the ground closer to this trail shoulder. And because it's going down and not forward, it's moving that low point back, and all of a sudden, we're hitting in here 5-6 inches before the golf ball. We don't have any predictability in the shot. You take out a club and you're not sure if you're going to get what you hope to get or what you just got the last time you swung the club. So what you need to do is you need to train yourself how to let this trail shoulder move forward as it's moving open. So if I take my 6-iron and I move this shoulder forward, you can see now when I move forward that my head goes forward with this. So as I go forward, I get a very solid shot. The ball speed is up to 120 miles an hour. That one is not short of my bucket. A little bit left, but not short of my bucket. 85 miles an hour of clubhead speed, 120 miles an hour ball speed. That's pretty good. If I take this trail shoulder and I drop this trail shoulder down this way and fall back, now all of a sudden what you're going to see is I caught that a little bit fat, and that one there, that ball speed dropped to 111 miles an hour. So I lost 9 miles an hour of ball speed there. And that one, I actually, believe it or not, I missed the ground. So I didn't even fat that one. I was so far behind it that I added loft. That thing launched at 19 degrees. Now, what happens when we fat it? Now, it's going to be different on a mat than it is on the grass. And that's one of the things that happens to you when you're practicing on the mat is you're doing this, it hits the mat, and it's not a bad shot. But you do the same thing on the golf course, and now all of a sudden it gets into the ground, and the ground just eats up that golf club. So this is going to be the you could hear that double hit, and that one there, that is what you're doing. That barely got to 100 yards. Barely. And what happens when you hit the ground before the ball is it immediately slows the club head. So all of a sudden, instead of it traveling 85, it drops down to about 70 miles an hour, 68.6. No way to play the game of golf. And so what you want to do to get out of that chunk is this. You take the grip end of the golf club, put it on your trail shoulder. Cross the arms like this. You make the backswing, and then what I want you to do is I want you to feel this trail shoulder with the grip. I want you to feel that turning around and moving forward. So when you're done, that grip is past the golf ball. I don't want this to seesaw. I don't want the shaft to seesaw like this. Go down the line if you would, Gibbsy. Here's the seesaw, up and down with the grip. See, it's not really moving forward. It's just dropping down. I want it to move forward. So here, when I seesaw the head of the golf club, this right here, you never see it to the backside of my body. When I move it forward, now all of a sudden it's back there on the backside by my left shoulder. So what I want to feel is I want to feel that trail shoulder getting up. Now, what I image in my mind, and if you just go, look on the face on, what I want to do with my trail shoulder is I want to get it over my lead foot. That's the mindset that you have. If you're sitting there and thinking about fat, I want you to take this trail shoulder and it's going to carry up the distance of that lead foot. So it's going to get up to here. It's not going to hang out around the trail foot. It's going to get up to the lead foot. So you make a practice swing, get it up there, and your trail leg is going to feel really light. So now we're up there. Now I get that feeling. I'm going to take that trail shoulder and I'm going to move it up to that lead foot. There it is, up to the lead foot. And now what do I get? I get 84.2 miles an hour of club head speed. I get a shot that has 118 miles an hour ball speed. Quite a bit closer to that 120 that I got before. Let's see what happens when I do that again. And this is going to be ball first contact. I'm going to give you another drill here in a second. So feel that shoulder get up to that lead foot. See if we can get that. And there you go again. This one right at that basket. Is it going to get it? Yeah, you bet it is. And now look at the distance. So I got club head speed at 85, ball speed at 118.3. Now that's predictability. Now, let me give you a drill that's going to help you with this. What you're going to do is you're going to get a shoelace, and you're going to put just a couple of loops in at the ends. And then you're going to put a T through that loop and a T through this loop. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put this down on the ground. Right there, just like that. Now I'm going to bring a ball in. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that ball one club head in front of that shoelace. And now, and I'm not going to do this, but if I were to drop my shoulder down this way and then spring the club, you can see the club is going to impact into that ground on the back side of that shoelace. I want to feel that trail shoulder going forward. So when that trail shoulder goes forward and I spring the club, now all of a sudden the club hits the ground around my forward foot. Okay? Now we do the same thing. I caught that just a little bit thin, and frankly, not for nothing, I was a little intimidated by that. Pretty straight shot, got out to the target. I didn't hit it fat. And what I like to tell my students is thin is so much better than fat. So much better than fat. You're going to get close to the distance that you want when you hit it thin. When you hit it fat, you're not going to get anything close to the distance that you want. And the second thing is that golf ball hit my target. It wasn't a great shot by any stretch of the imagination, but it hit my target. It went straight. That other one that I hit fat went into the woods, just to the left of the 100 bucket. So it barely got to 100 yards, which is way off. That bucket's out there at 175. It barely got to the 100, and it's way, way left. And that was just because I got a little freaked out because of that shoelace back there, which is the entire purpose of the shoelace. Get focusing on that trail shoulder. Don't let that shoelace distract you. There's another good one. A little bit of a miss hit. So I didn't quite get the full distance that I wanted, 87 miles an hour in the club head. I missed the strike, so the ball speed was only at 115. But what I did get was I got the right club head speed. Now I got to get a strike. This is why what you're doing, you're working on this to develop the strike. Do it again. Oh, that was really, really good. Really good. A little bit left of my target. Oh, but would have gone right in where I wanted. What did I get? I got 85.6 miles an hour of club head speed. I got about 118 miles an hour ball speed. So it took me 3 swings in order to get comfortable with, I'm not going to hit that. The purpose of drills, by the way, they should be difficult until they're easy. If they're too easy for you right away, then that drill isn't something that's important for you to do. It should be difficult. So now you've done that drill for a little while. Now what you can do is you can take this string out, just like that, bring a ball in. Now you're going to feel a little bit more free. You're not going to worry about hitting that string or that shoelace. And now we can really feel that trail shoulder moving up there. Let's see if I can get this thing to 120. Again, notice, no fats, no fats, no chunks. Good movement out of the club. Right at the target, maybe just a fraction left of it, but a very good strike. So you want to get rid of those chunks. You want to get consistency and predictability in the strike. Focus on that trail shoulder and get that moving up to the lead foot. Use that shoelace to help you out to understand where the bottom of that arc is, and don't be afraid to do this drill. You can do this on the golf course. And I like to do this when I do this drill. I like to do the bad along with the good. So bad, what does bad look like and feel like? It looks like this. There's a seesaw that's going on. And I feel my right side bend way too much. What I want to do is I want to feel that right shoulder going up to my lead foot just like that. So it's going boom, just like that. Now all of a sudden I'm through the ball, and this trail foot, the right foot for me, is lighter. Give this a try. I know what's going to happen is you're going to get rid of that chunk, and you're going to start to strike those irons much more solidly with predictable distance, which is exactly what we're trying to do. To improve all parts of your game, subscribe to my channel and click the link below.